to be honest, when I'm looking at iconic people in my life, I moved back into a long time ago. Early doors, I think it's important that we pick some Australian people and people throughout the world that you think you like to watch or read about. Obviously now we have great documentaries still, but when I was growing up there wasn't a lot. I mean, TV started in 1956 when I was about 10, and of course that was the first opportunity where you could actually see people talk instead of reading. Not that there were that many books around either, but I thought Richie Benaud was one of the first people that I took notice of. He was an Australian captain in Test cricket. He had a wonderful sort of poise about him. He had a well presented discussion on what he wanted to talk about. Very different to the people I was knocking around with. He had a pretty relaxed sort of way about himself. Never really in a hurry. You could see him really wanting to put a great deal of thought in his discussion when he was explaining whether it was cricket or policies around the country. And I thought, well, he's a different person. Then probably I'd say that you look up into globally, I really was impressed probably with Walt Disney. I think Walt Disney was one of the best people I read and bought books on. I went and did courses in America. He was a person that made people happy. Just by animations of just a subject like Mickey Mouse was an incredible, and of course we still have Mickey Mouse today. That is a great story for happiness in the world, for kids to grab hold of fun when they wanted to have. And Mickey never makes a mistake. He's never grumpy. And of course you look through all the whole story of Alice in Wonderland and Mickey Mouse and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and the whole thing is about people being happy and a better way of looking and helping each other. And the stories behind them are brilliant stories, particularly for young people to really read. And if you put that into society at an adult age, we can all get on better. I mean, look at the world today. We've got an enormous amount of problems, but only good people are going to win. The good people will win out, and I think in there, to me, Walt Disney was a person of saying, well, look, that's goodness and that's a bit, that's naughty and that's evil. So he actually split it up, particularly when you're young. And of course, I look back and Pelé was the best soccer player of my time when I was a kid. I had no idea who he was. He's a magnificent player from Brazil. He wore number 10, which I wore number 10 because of him, and a player I loved in Bluey Shelton, who played at Essendon at the time. And so all of these people creep into your thinking and your imagination about, gee, I'd like to be able to be that one day, or can I achieve that at some time in my life? And then of course I had wonderful teachers and wonderful coaches. And then it gets into VFL, AFL, where, I met the great Tom Hafey and Graham Richmond and Alan Schwab. And of course, they built a team that won 5 premierships in about 13 years. It was a fantastic, successful era at Richmond, played with magnificent players. So you move from the TV into your sporting life, and then of course you move into life after 30, which you go coaching and meet great people like Ron Evans and the late Ron Evans and the late Graham McMahon, who were my presidents, along with Brian Donohoe and Neville Gay, some of the board members at Essendon, and Lionel Crongold, and these sorts of people that actually develop you through your life with people that you have, as Brian Ward, my own solicitor, who I never had a manager, but everybody added a step along the way. And if you're a good listener, you got a chance to make it.